This is the Coach John Walsh pregame show with John Piper and Rick Thrailkill, only on the Denton Guyer Football Radio Network.
Good evening, Coach. Thanks for sitting down with us again this week. Coming off a big 47-10, we just call it a butt whooping of Byron Nelson. Is it good to exercise that demon? I know they've haunted you the last couple seasons.
Yeah, it's dropping the playoff game against those guys haunts me worse. But we sure didn't plan on losing the game last year. So yeah, it was good to go out there and kind of put that Guyer stamp on that field over there at Northwest ISD.
Yeah, beautiful stadium. We've had two games over there, and one of my favorite stadiums other than C.H. Collins.
No, I agree. I've always said, if we're not going to be home, I'd like to play at that place or South Lake's place. There's it's good high school environments.
Yeah, it was race weekend too. As I was headed to the game, going by the Texas Motor Speedway, all the RVs and stuff, it was pretty cool actually.
Yeah, it's jam packed out there last weekend.
We were talking in the booth after the game. It would have been interesting to go by that Buc-ee's at about 11:30 at night, and might be some interesting people watching going on there.
Yeah, you could pull up a lawn chair and have some entertainment.
Well, Coach, Kadrick Cobbs had another big night, 192 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's got over 1,400 yards and 24 TDs on the season. Can you ask any more out of your senior leader?
Oh, absolutely not. He's, and the other night, we threw it around quite a bit the first half, and I was a little worried I didn't get him enough touches just because I want to keep him. I want to keep that train rolling, but I looked up at the middle of the third quarter, and we pulled him, and someone told me he nearly had 200 yards rushing, which is he makes it look real easy, and he's getting better by the week. So you said it right. He's definitely a senior leader, and we're going to ride that horse for a while.
I think in that game, Friday night's game, he averaged a little over 11 yards a carry, and I think for the season he's at almost 9 a carry.
Another reporter called me and told me, he leads the DFW 6A in rushing, leads them in scoring, leads it in yards per carry, and that's with him maybe just playing 1, 2, 3, 4 fourth quarters this year out of 9 games.
Well, the good news is those big legs may have a little extra juice left in him for this playoff run.
Oh, there's no doubt. He's real healthy. The last 2 years at the end of the season, he was a little beat up, but right now he is he's definitely got a lot of juice left. There's a lot of tread in those tires.
Well, Coach, the Guyer Wildcats always sport a great look on the field. Really like those new helmets, the shiny silver helmets. You've gone through all the uniform combinations this season. Is there any one special uniform combination that you really prefer?
Yeah, you're going to see it the next 2 weeks. We're going to be black on black. I think that black on black with that silver, the new silver for sure, makes it shine. But there's just something about when you look in those stands and you see all the black and you come to the field and it's all blacked out and we play a Guyer brand of football. I think it all works hand in hand. So, yeah, you're going to see black on black tomorrow night, and you're going to see black on black in round 1.
Well, ironically, we can't play it on the broadcast because it's copyright infringement. But we were playing AC/DC Back in Black as we got ready to do this show. So
sure did.
Tied in right with that. Well, Coach, like every weekend, you spend Saturday looking at film, Sunday game planning, putting in the game plan. Here it is Wednesday night. You've got a good plan for Fossil Ridge. Tell us what you can expect from this Fossil Ridge team.
Well, they're gonna, they're not going to playoffs, but Coach Baccarini over there always does a great job of having them ready, and they get off the bus looking good. I've tried to look ahead a little bit on what's ahead in the playoffs, but every time I put that Fossil Ridge film on and see those kids getting their stances and come off the ball, then it catches my attention. So I expect a dogfight, early, and them coming out try to end their season in grand fashion over at C.H. Collins.
Coach, it's senior night, always a special night for any team that you bring up from their freshman class, and it's going to be special up there in Denton at C.H. Collins. Anything, that really stands out with this class for you and your coaching staff that you all had some conversations around?
Well, it's a good senior class as far as the numbers and as far as what they bring to the table as far as leadership for our football team. There's a lot of there's what I like when I talk to the team or I talk to the program. I always look for those guys, looking through me. I call them program eyes. You can tell, these guys were raised, Crown River Cowboys or Harpool Longhorns. They were at our football camps in the 4th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, and here they are as seniors. And I always reflect back when JW was a senior and the feeling that our family had, knowing we were fixing to go on a big playoff run that year, knowing this was our last game at C.H. Collins probably, and the last time, we were going to do this together as a family. So it's not just the boys that I think about. It's the moms, the dads, the aunts, the uncles, everybody involved. It's we try to make Guyer football extremely special, and the whole journey of it from middle school to their senior year. So it's not the end. We plan on playing a lot of football left in the season, but I can tell you that tomorrow night's always a little emotional for me because I actually lived it as not just a coach, but a dad.
Well, Coach, your offense has been unstoppable so far this year. Part of that's due to what we were talking about just a minute ago with Kadrick Kyles, but a lot of key assets in that offense. Your offensive line, has been a big part of that. Anything that can slow them down? You've opened things up quite a bit, really leading with the passing game. We've noticed that a lot of passing on first down and then follow up with some running. Is that part of the attack?
Well, it's just, we do a lot of RPOs, and RPOs are run pass options, and it puts a lot of things in Eli's hands, and he'll come to the line of scrimmage, and I may have called a run play, but if they're lined up in a certain coverage or certain depth off our good receivers, then he's got an opportunity just to make a quick little signal and throw it out there. And, the other night I think we threw it maybe 6 or 7 straight times to open the game, and they weren't all pass plays. There were some run plays called, and Eli's matured into the quarterback he is and making adjustments at the line of scrimmage, which makes us scary.
Another dominating performance from the defense. We really got a lot of pressure on their quarterback. The Guyer defensive front played outstanding. Mahan, Goree, Cooper Lands, and Dotun. That could pay dividends for us as we get into a tough playoff schedule. Yeah,
no doubt. That front seven has been playing good run defense all year long. We've given up some points early on, and we gave up some yardage in the passing game, but our run defense has always been good at Guyer High School under Derek Ramsey, and this year's no exception. And that front, the front D-line and the linebackers behind them, and even the fits from the secondary. If you're gonna beat us and try to outscore us, you're gonna have to do it with that ball in the air because we can play good run defense.
Speaking of the playoff schedule, we now know we open up with Hebron over at the new Prosper ISD Stadium. That'll be a neat trip over there. What do you expect out of that game? Are you looking ahead, or are you focused on the Fossil Ridge game?
No, I'm as a head coach, I'm looking ahead. And I think the standard coach speak would be to tell you that I'm just focused on what's going on right now tomorrow night. But I've been multitasking. Hebron's got my attention. They're about 4 plays away from being undefeated. They have 2 losses to a really good Arlington Martin team and to the undefeated district champs over there at Flower Mound Marcus. And so, we've been working on Louisville Hebron. We've played them twice, once in the playoffs, had to beat them in double overtime. And then another time we pull one out in the 4th quarter. So that'll be a fun atmosphere when it gets here.
It appears the majority of the team is healthy. How is the health of the entire squad?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be excellent Monday. So I'm holding a bunch out tomorrow night. We have Mahan may play a little bit, but and none of them are major injuries. They got a little tweak here on an ankle, a little tweak on a quad muscle, but Martinez won't see the field. Mac, he got released, ready to play. He's missed the last 2 weeks. We're going to hold him out again, and then Darius Goodlow will be out, and then Mahan will play a little bit. So, but to answer your question, all that is just to make us fresh and ready to go for the tournament.
It's nice to have that extra guy. You call him the 6th man. Jess Holbert's done a nice job stepping in for Devin Mack and getting a lot more reps there at that offensive guard.
I've said it from the beginning. We had 6 offensive linemen, and it's really paid dividends for us. And he plays, he plays a lot of tight end for us when he's not playing somewhere up front. So he's been a great asset to us.
Yeah, he wears that Jason Witt number. Any chance you draw up a play for him in the corner of the end zone?
Not in his wildest dreams. Okay. Not in his wildest dreams.
Well, his dad tunes into the show each and every week, so I'm sure we'll get some feedback on that. And he would agree with you on that one, Coach. You had the lefty Ariano kick this past week, and other than the block that wasn't really his fault, he did a nice job. His kicks were going through the center of the uprights, plenty of leg. we've been talking all season. You kind of experiment with going for two, kicking. What's the thought process, especially in the postseason? The kicking game's critical. What are you thinking there in that part of the attack?
Losing JC week one, our starting, the guy we banked on all spring and summer long to an ACL injury, it was pretty devastating. So we went to working real hard, and really Michael Mayfield was the guy that emerged as our kicker, and has been doing a good job all year long for us. And then he got injured. He's had a sore hip 2 weeks ago. Thought he was healthy the other night, and in the last kick in pregame, he just said he couldn't kick no more. And Eric Ariano has been just kicking our kickoffs and done 0 field goal kicks. So got an MRI on Michael Mayfield. He's out for the year, 8 weeks with an avulsion. So our number 2 kicker just got told he's out for the year. So Eric Ariano is now our full-time kicker. This week been working really hard on our timing and making sure, because you're right. There's going to be a game come down to a field goal, and we're going to have to execute it. And not just Eric, but the snapper, the holder, the blocking. So we spent a lot of time, more time than I ever have, in a practice on the field goal unit. And we actually have 2. I don't know if you remember, Cameron Posada, the freshman, was kicking against Cedar Hill. And so we have both those guys up and had a great week of kicking and protecting and snapping and holding. And so I won't be going for 2 at all tomorrow. We'll be try to get some work in and see where we're at. And the other night, Eric literally had 0 reps at the field goal kicking, so I didn't want to put him in a bad situation.
Well, Coach, we always like to have a kind of a personal interest element to the show, and the forecast calls for cold and rainy. What's the worst weather game you've ever had as a coach or a player?
Okay, that'd be as a player, I hated cold and snow. I played small ball at McMurray University, Division III ball, and we played Midwestern, and it was an ice bowl. I mean, snow, ice, and I remember having a ball thrown to me that I would normally catch and thought I caught it, and actually felt it hit my hands, tucked, and ran, and then went about 12 yards and realized that ball wasn't in my hand. That's how cold it was. So I don't like cold weather. And as a coach, tomorrow night I think the rain's going to be gone. So don't you give me some bad mojo. But I think it's going to be really cold. It's going to feel like 32. The wind's going to be blowing about 15 miles an hour. So I can do cold. I can do wet as a coach. I cannot do both at the same time. And we played a playoff game in Waco against Waco High. It wasn't at Waco. It was in Mansfield against Waco High, one of our title runs. And that was a miserable night. It was just raining. It was about 28 degrees and
deep in December, probably mid-December.
It was miserable.
Well, we just came off the field. Your freshman team's playing, looking pretty good. Had a 35-0 lead when we walked in here right at the beginning of the second half, and it's actually pretty balmy out there. It's pretty warm.
Well, it's crazy because it's about 70 degrees out there right now, and then it's going to be cold and rainy in the morning. So it's the calm before the storm.
Well, hey, a couple things. We do want to give a shout out to Guyer girls volleyball. They win, and you were at the game last night. So why don't you give us a little bit of a highlight of that victory last night?
Yeah, I got some personal interest. My daughter's on the volleyball team, and Maggie, and we got a really talented volleyball team that's got a chance to make a big run like our football team does. They've been hurt all year long, someone different every time, but they hit their stride about 3 weeks ago, about a month ago. Everybody being healthy. And man, we played good ball last night, and I think they're in store for a special playoff run. We play South Grand Prairie, knocked off Hebron last night. They had a 6'4" middle going to Florida. That girl had a sifter who was 6'1" playing outside. So we beat a talented team, and we're playing South Grand Prairie at Capel Friday night.
So Guyer Nation, get out there and support the Guyer volleyball squad. Good run there, as well as the football. Hey, things kick off tomorrow right here at the big gym at 1:15. There's a big pep rally, and I hear might be some special senior mom activities going on at the pep rally. So make sure you get out there for that. And then up at C.H. Collins Thursday night for the 7 p.m. kick. It is senior night, so get out there early. And then one other announcement, Coach, we were talking about on the way in, Monday night, November 18th, we're going to have a live coaches show with some special guests out at Marty B's in Argyle, right there adjacent to